Hey guys, it is the Banana Cooler back again live. Anyways, thanks to everybody that's been subscribing and liking the videos. I really appreciate it. We're growing, so that's great. We have uh, a lot of things we wanted to talk about. And first off, we got lots going on. We're heading into we're heading into conference finals in the NHL. We're heading into conference finals in the NBA, so that's kind of crazy. Wanted to talk specifically today about those things. I wanted to talk about Tyson versus Paul updates, and I also wanted to talk about Usyk versus Tyson Fury over the weekend. So if you missed it, Usyk had it was Tyson Fury and Usyk from the Ukraine. They were fighting for the unified heavyweight championship of the world, 4 belts on the line, and it was from Saudi Arabia. So I think it was part of the Riyadh season. Spectacular they have over there. We can get into the reasons why fighting in Saudi Arabia is good or not, but we'll go in through that. I thought it was a pretty good fight. The Usyk came out strong in the first 3 rounds. I had him winning those first 3 rounds. The next few rounds, it was it was really up to Fury to take control of the fight, and he did. And you're just kind of waiting on him. He's kind of clowning him in the first round and goofing around like he usually does. He's an interesting guy. Doesn't look like your traditional heavyweight champion, but they were both undefeated heading into this, so you got to give him his flowers. He's been a great boxer for a while. Really dominated the 4th, 5th, excuse me, in 6th round. Had him hurt, actually. Had Usyk hurt. To Usyk's credit, came back, did great work to come back and regain his composure, and really took over the fight at that point. You had a feeling after that round, at least I did, that Fury was going to win the fight. He started to really take it over, but Usyk came back, battled. I think he won every round after that. Maybe the 7th you could chalk it up to pretty close either way. Just rattled him. I believe it was the 9th round. Got a standing 8 count. If the ref hadn't jumped in, he was stumbling all over the ring. If you didn't see it, I think if the ref hadn't jumped in, definitely would have. Well, I shouldn't say definitely, but really seemed like he was going to go down, and would have been curtains for him there. But you think there's been times where Fury's been knocked down and you think there's no chance, and that's what makes him such a good champ, right? He always manages to come back, but he got back up, came out in the next round. He didn't really do a lot, and then I had it 116, 112 is how I would have scored it. It's boxing, so you never know what you're going to get, and that came into real fruition when the scorecards came out, and it was a split decision. So one of the judges had Fury winning. Fury was not too happy. He thought he won the fight. Probably not the best sportsmanship after the fight when he said, because Usyk is Ukrainian, when he said Usyk's country's at war and people are going to give him the points because his country's at war. Probably not the greatest thing to say. In my books, Usyk won the fight. Pretty easily, not easily, but pretty easily on the cards. But he actually ended up winning split decision. So good for him. There was talk that he might have got a broken jaw in the fight, but I don't think that was actually ended up being true. But in typical boxing fashion, I think the IBF's going to strip him of his title because he has a mandatory title defense against some tomato can that he doesn't want to fight. There's a rematch clause in the contract between Fury and Usyk, and I'm sure he's going to want to get paid with that. rather than fight some bum. So he's probably going to get stripped of the IBF title, and we'll have another heavyweight champion. So love boxing, have for a long time. Sometimes it can't get out of its own way though. So we'll see how it goes. But it was a pretty entertaining fight. I feel like Fury's gonna come back in the rematch, and this seems like it's destined for a trilogy. Maybe I'm wrong, but Fury's gonna come back and try to get back what he thinks he shouldn't have lost. So we'll see how that goes. We got some updates. They were doing a press conference, junket across the U.S. for Tyson Paul. It was super interesting, and I guess now that the fight's actually sanctioned as a fight, it's going to be 2-minute rounds. So we should get a winner. Mike looks in great shape. Jake looks in created shape, I would say. He doesn't look super cut, which is okay. He just looks like maybe he's getting some help, so I don't know how that's working. Not allegedly. I don't know that to be true, but we'll see how that goes. I really think the first press conference was actually kind of funny. They're doing the stare down, and Mike's giving him the old little punches in the stomach. And in the second one, I don't know if they got told to ramp it up or not, but they were kind of talking trash about each other. Jake was saying that Mike was calling Jake fat, and Jake was saying Mike lost to a guy that didn't look in great shape, Buster Douglas. And then Mike came back with, well, you're definitely no Buster Douglas. So a little animosity. It looks kind of created to me. I don't know. We'll see as it gets closer to July 20th on Netflix. Yeah, it was interesting. I think I really like to see Mike knock him out. I think there's an opportunity for that to happen, but I think Mike has to do it in the first round if he's going to do it, because I think he's going to get tired, because you got to remember he's a pretty old guy. Not a pretty old guy, but pretty old guy to be in the boxing ring. So we'll see how that one goes. But yeah, we'll see if they can create a little more hype for the fight. I think it's doing well box office wise. I was looking at the tickets. The prices are definitely pretty high for that. So we'll see how it goes as it gets closer to, like I said, July 20th on Netflix. And, it should be fun. A lot of people have Netflix, so it should be a very much watched fight. And I'm sure if you don't have Netflix, you can find someone that does and go watch the fight too. So it should be entertaining that way. Let's skip over to NBA. So we're going to have, after a big couple of Game 7s, looks like it's going to be the Joker's reign is over. He looked kind of in Game 7. He looked really tired near the end of the game to me. I don't know. I mean, he always kind of doesn't look. He always kind of looks a little bit tired, but he always gets it done. I don't know if it's playing so many extra playoff games over the last few years or not. Not an excuse. They were up by a bunch at the half. And lost. So you got to give credit to Minnesota. Karl Anthony Towns, I think this is his 9th year in the NBA, looked good. Anthony Edwards is looking good. They have the 2-time or 3-time defensive player of the year on their team as well. So they're set up good. We'll see how it goes. And then on the other side, the Pacers, I think, have a good team. I think Halliburton's a great player. I think Siakam's been playing a little bit better. I would say I think they got a little bit lucky because the Knicks was like a mash unit for the Knicks. Everybody was hurt. Josh Hart got hurt. Like everybody you could think of on that team was pretty much injured, and Josh Hart's an important guy. Not necessarily so much from scoring aspect, but he's playing like 45 minutes a game or something like that. So they lost him. Brunson was hurt. Toughing it out. Julius Randle was, I think gone since the last series or even before the playoffs. I don't even remember, but he's been hurt too. So, you got to play the team you got to play, and that's what they did. So they're going to get the luxury of playing the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Final. I don't think they got a real good chance to win that one. I'm not going to say that the Celtics are going to sweep them, but I think the Celtics definitely the better team there all season long. So we'll see how that goes for them. I think it's going to be a pretty good chance that Minnesota could end up playing Boston in the final. But, we'll see. Over on the NHL side of things, the team from Edmonton won their Game 7. They were hanging on at the end, but, they deserve to win that game. They're going to have a hard time with Dallas, I think. The Stars look fantastic. But I'll update that on I'm going to do a preview for that one specifically for the NHL conference finals. And then on the other side, you have the Panthers, who I've got wrong. I picked against twice already. They're playing the Rangers, so this is a really tough series for me. I think the Rangers look great. They've haven't played a ton of playoff games compared to some other teams, but it should be a good series. I think it's going to be a physical series. You got to give credit to Florida. Like, they rebuilt their team a few years ago, and they went into the finals last year. They're in the Eastern Conference Final again this year, and they're built for the playoffs. If they can get some stellar goaltending, I think they got a chance. But the Rangers have stellar goaltending too, so we'll see how that goes from there. And then, lastly, just a big shout out to Scotty Scheffler. You don't see a lot of guys heading out to the old golf course at the early hour of 6 a.m, getting arrested, going to jail, doing their warm-ups in jail, and then coming out for that morning, and I think it was the second round. I think he shot 66. So I usually shoot 66 on the first 9. So, big props to him. That's a lot to overcome, and hopefully that he didn't do anything wrong, and that was just kind of a misunderstanding. But wow, man, like, to come out and you have to do you're watching yourself from jail. You're watching the videos of what happened from jail in the morning, doing your stretches, getting out, heading to the course, and having the stones to shoot a 66 under all that pressure. You got to give the guy credit, man. So credit where credit is due. Great job for him. Anyways, I'll be signing off for now. I'm going to make a couple videos. So like I said, once again, really appreciate we got a lot of subscribers, and we're getting some good comments. Love the comments. Love the feedback. Continue. If you haven't already, subscribe.